is almost here and we are all excited because summer is a time we get to go out to do all kinds of activities. Some go to the beach, some go to the gym, some take walks, and therefore we all aim for a summer body. If you are someone who has attempted to lose weight before the summer or even trying to lose weight this summer, you may have heard to cut down on your sugars. Sugars are very critical to weight loss. However, sugars are readily available to our muscles for use. In fact, sugars are the first line supply of energy to our muscles. Therefore, cutting out sugar completely from some of our diets makes it so challenging. It's tough to cut out sugars, especially when most of our foods have sugars. Even vegetables have sugars. Tomatoes has sugars to some degree. Beans has sugar to some degree. And then our fruits have sugars. Those are natural form of sugars. And then we have artificial form of sugars too, where we buy ice cream and it has this artificial sugar added and milk and all that stuff. It's all about knowing what kinds of sugars to eat. So today, I'm going to break it down for you to understand what goes on with our sugar selections so that you are more informed when you have to indulge in sugars, or if you can stay away from sugars, good luck to you. But for some of us who cannot completely stay away, we need to be informed to make our sugar selections wisely. Imagine a spectrum from 0 to 10, where 10 is the best sugars and 0 is the poor sugars. And imagine your health on a spectrum too, from 0 to 10, where 10 is the best health and 0 is poor health. We are all on a kind of health spectrum. We may be lower on that spectrum, may be higher towards 10 on that spectrum. It all depends on several factors, such as our genetic makeup, our lifestyle, our life choices, our diet, our exercise, our sleep, and all those things. When sucrose is broken down, you get glucose and you get fructose. Glucose is readily available to the muscles of your body to use, especially if you have the adequate amount of insulin. Glucose quickly runs into the cells for your muscles to be used as it metabolizes to give you energy. Fructose, on the other hand, has to get to your liver, where it's broken down into glucose, lactate, fatty acids, and other stuff. So when your liver is impaired, then you have a problem with fructose metabolism. If you have fatty liver, a condition where the liver is so accumulated with fat that is inefficient at metabolizing fructose, then you are in trouble. That is why this knowledge is so critical to help you make that informed choices about your sugar selection. So let's say you eat an orange, right? An orange has 4.2 grams of sugar, which is sucrose. When you eat that orange, it has fiber too, and some minerals possibly. You eat that orange, it helps break down that sugar to glucose and fructose. The glucose is readily available to your muscles you use as energy. The fructose will go to your liver to be broken down, like I said earlier. Glucose and fructose ratio in sucrose is 50 to 50. So you having this knowledge, you have to pick foods that have less fructose if you have a liver problem. All the food items listed at the back of things we buy, we need to pay attention to them. When you buy something, you buy a drink and it's itemized, you have an itemized list at the back of that drink, pay attention and match it with your condition or on that spectrum where you fall, the health spectrum where you fall. We all know that prediabetes is becoming a big deal these days. When your hemoglobin A1C is higher than 6.5 or equal to 6.5 and up percent, we call you a diabetic. Medically, you are classified as a diabetic. And when your hemoglobin A1C is less than 6.5%, but above 5.5%, you are considered a pre-diabetic medically, which means that your chances of getting diabetes is increased. Not everyone who is pre-diabetic becomes a diabetic, but majority of people who have prediabetes become diabetic. Therefore, if you've been diagnosed with prediabetes, you have to be extremely careful so you don't go into diabetes, which becomes challenging to manage. So looking at this spectrum where you find yourself, if your A1C is 5.5 and up, but not quite to 6.5, then you have to know what kind of sugars you select. So if you know you are fat, or you've been told you have fatty liver, or let's say you've been told that you have liver problems, maybe you took to alcohol and it damaged your liver, or you've been told your triglycerides are very up, you should know that your liver is in trouble. Because the liver is the center of, like the factory for most of the things we eat, most of the drugs we take. Our liver is like the powerhouse, the factory for that. So as your liver is already compromised and you adding on stuff, you are compounding the situation. So know where you stand on that scale. Foods like potatoes have about 3.2 grams of sugar. So if you are on that spectrum where you don't need a lot of sugar, and you are given a potato and an orange, you should consider the grams of the sugars and make your choice. Let's say, I told you earlier that orange has 4.2 grams of sugar and potato is 3.3 grams of sugar. Therefore, if you know you don't need a lot of sugar, you pick potato over orange. And then when it gets to artificial sweeteners, or artificially sweetened foods like ice cream, soda and stuff, you pay attention to what is listed at the back of those products. If fructose is high and your liver is already compromised, you don't want to take something that has high fructose. So it's all about making that informed choices. But if you can't stay away from sugar, then at least make the wise choice. It's all about, the sweetness for coffee, the sweetness for tea, all the things they sell. It's about, manipulating the glucose fructose components or elements of sucrose. That's all they do. It's about manipulations, because it's 50-50 making 100. So if, let's say, they take 60% of fructose, they're going to make 40% of it glucose. All right. Let's say they take 30% of glucose, they're going to make 70% of fructose. So it's all about that element, manipulating it and selling it to us. So next time you buy a sweetener for your coffee, a sweetener for your tea, pay attention to the detail and know the amount of glucose available or the amount of fructose available in that sucrose or sugar choice that you are picking. Better still, stay away from all of them and drink your coffee black. Drink your tea without sugar. Eat your food without sugar. Because, like I said, even vegetables have some form of sugar in them. It's all about the degree. And your health is on a spectrum. So know your spectrum, where you stand in terms of choices, and use this information to make a better choice, an informed choice for your health. Thanks for watching.